Good afternoon, America. This is the sober epilogue. Feel a little sluggish today. This is like my fourth time recording. I don't know. I feel a little more retarded than usual. I don't want to disappoint the audience. Okay. I have 3 views so far. I think all of them were me. No, but January 2nd, already off to a good start this year. 2 terrorist attacks. Just some minor, according to the FBI. Just some minor terror attacks. No biggie. We'll probably just have a couple of these every month. You know, no big ones, no 9/11. Just your usual 4 to 5 shootings every day. Some trucks blown up, some suicides. You know, nothing the media can really tack on to. I wanted to talk about the car, or I guess multiple car incidents New Year's, but specifically the one in New Orleans. I'm talking about both of them. Before I get to it, the fear-mongering had already begun within 4 hours. Luckily, the FBI quelched the media's thirst. Within, I think, like 12 hours, the FBI said, no, this was just one guy. But I get home yesterday. My grandfather's watching Fox News. They're ready to go back into Iran. I mean, these people. It's Kayleigh McEnany. We don't know if this is a single person attack or if this was planned. This is a potential national security threat. It's not. Okay, he ran into some people fucking around on Bourbon Street. It sucks. It really does. But not a terror attack. So I read a couple articles. Fun. I'll go ahead and glaze over them. The New Orleans truck attack was believed to be inspired by an Islamic terrorist group. My man Shamsu Din Jabbar, I think that's how you pronounce his first name. He had an ISIS flag on his truck. Nice big ISIS flag on his white F-150. I think that's what we left behind over in Afghanistan, representing the cause. But 14 people were killed and dozens were injured. The FBI identified him as a 42-year-old Army veteran. Man, the Army, not a good year for the Army. Not a good year for the Army. We'll get to some more later. Not a good look. The FBI believed there were more than one actors, but have since rescinded the statement, calling this a lone act. Jabbar was killed in a shootout following. Americans have been advised to use alternative to Uber in densely populated areas. Now, I understand your apprehension at first, or it could be any of these guys. You gotta look out. Okay, no Uber, no Lyft. Refrain from DoorDash. Okay, I know it's been tough sticking to your diet. It's January 2nd. It's been a tough day and a half. All right, but try and refrain. Okay. Authorities also found an explosive device in his car, some Call of Duty IED. You know, he didn't get to activate it, sadly. Kind of sucks for him. But yeah, why is the question? Why? A political statement. Again, all these were apparently political statements. I guess a terror attack, that's pretty good terror. You know, if you're just trying to terrorize people, it's a pretty good way to do it. Running your car through a street, killing, running over people, leaving a bomb in your car, shooting at some cops. Not bad. I don't see why New Orleans. I don't see, and also I think this is pretty, gives, you know, all these school shooters, you go into a building, you know, you hear they shoot, it's like 4 people dead, 5 people dead, 30 injured. How are they not getting further than this guy who had a truck? Obviously, people were more condensed. But, I mean, how do you only get 5 or 6 kills? You not bringing enough ammo? Is your aim that bad? I thought they all had ARs. And also, why aren't you waiting until lunch? Typically, there's not some specific target. They just start shooting. Why not wait until lunch? Stand up, call everybody's attention, hold the principal at gunpoint. If he doesn't do what you say, shoot him. I don't understand how they're getting so few kills. I mean, this guy, he racks up 10 bodies with the truck. All right? He didn't kill any of the cops with a gun. So, I mean, I don't know. I think, if you're going to shoot up a school, why don't you take a couple target practices? Take a couple courses on target practices, because this guy's outdoing you with a truck. All right, I don't, you should kill yourself after. It's pathetic. 5 kills? 5? That's it? Okay. But if this isn't a sign to chill over in the Middle East, I mean, what are these guys seeing? He was an Army veteran. I couldn't find any information on whether or not he went overseas. I don't think he did. He clearly mentally ill. Had a thing for the dramatics. Dramatic guy. Go out ablazing for some stupid cause. Again, New Orleans. A couple interesting things. The bollards were under maintenance. So a couple weeks before, they were like, you know what, we got the Super Bowl coming up. Let's take away everything that could prevent anybody deranged during one of the most affluent, popular, and holidays of the year. Probably second, maybe third or fourth, doesn't matter. I mean, every day is a party on Bourbon Street. But second, third most, probably populated party times in New Orleans of the year. They're like, you know what? Let's go ahead and do maintenance on all the bollards. A few weeks before, like the FBI and police officials were like, yeah, I don't think we should do this because somebody could drive through. There's been some weird things going on. Some people have been making some threats. They could drive through and kill people. And they go, no, don't worry. We'll stick some cops in the middle of the road. And so what this guy did, again, who could have seen this coming, is they drove around the police vehicles on the sidewalk. Now, first of all, why are there no cops standing outside ready to shoot anybody about to drive in? But secondly, the reason as to why these bollards were under maintenance were because there was too many Mardi Gras beads stuck in the... I mean, there were too many Mardi Gras beads undermining the structure. What? They're supposed to be made out of cement. I believe when I went there, some of them were metal. I mean, what the fuck? Are these Mardi Gras beads made of acid? They're not biodegradable. They're plastic. Nobody thought to put caulking around these bollards? Really? And again, one of the most words escaping me here, but there's going to be a lot of people out on the streets of New Orleans, and you decide to do maintenance on bollards cast from concrete or metal? I mean, it's ridiculous. And it feels like a psyop. I mean, it's clearly a psyop, right? Deranged army guy gets into ISIS. The bollards happen to be missing a few weeks before they're warned. No, it's fine. It's fine. We'll be good. Feels fishy. Feels fishy to me. there was a comforting comment made by the New Orleans police superintendent, Anna Kirkpatrick. She says, "The people did not die in vain." What does that even mean? What do you mean they didn't die in vain? She says, "As a result, we will be a safer city. We will be a safer country." You had the bollards there. You were safe from a guy driving his car down, killing a bunch of people. All you had to do was not take the bollards out or put a replacement bollard. Put something. These people didn't die in vain. I don't even know what the fuck that means. These people didn't die for no reason. These people didn't just die. They died for no reason. They died because you couldn't put a measuring tape to see that a car could slip between a police officer or a police car on the sidewalk. So yeah. Little fun New Orleans story. We will be a safer city. We will be a safer country moving forward. There's a giant bulldozer by me. It's snowing. Doing this. Man who blew up. Oh yeah. Sorry. Transition correctly. So there's another story. A man blows himself up in a Cybertruck outside of the Trump Hotel in Las Vegas. The man who blew up the Cybertruck was an active duty Army Green Beret. Not a great look for the Army this week. Not a great look for the Army this year. What is this, the third time a guy who's been in the Army has killed himself for some obscure political reason? Was it in New York in front of the stock exchange? Or was that in D.C. where that guy poured gasoline on himself and lit himself on fire in front of an embassy? And this wasn't just like... This wasn't any Army guy. This wasn't Jabbar. Shamid Jabbar. How do you say his name? Shamsuddin Jabbar. This wasn't him. This guy was a Green Beret. This guy was stationed in Germany. They're highly trained operatives who use uncommon battle tactics. So you know this guy's seen some shit. This guy has seen some shit. Okay? Uncommon tactics. That just means cock and ball torture. That means they threaten people's families and go in, use guerrilla warfare to kill tens at a time. All right, and he's stationed in Germany. He may have known a little bit about the pipeline, the Nord Stream pipeline. I don't know, but pretty obscure. Prior to the explosion, Matthew Livelsberger, that's his name, Matthew Livelsberger, is thought to have committed suicide. Apparently, he shot himself in the head right before he was able to blow up the truck, which is a little fishy, right? Did he, have the button, right under his neck? He held it up to his head, shot himself, and his plan was his head to, rock forward, his chin would click the button. Pretty smart if that was the case. Maybe he had it set for a timer. Anyway, he used gasoline, some other bomb to blow up the Cybertruck in front of the Trump Hotel. The Army acknowledges his death, but refuses to comment on whether or not it was in Las Vegas. Hey, Army, you know that guy who was one of your specially trained operatives? You know how he kind of rented a Cybertruck and blew himself up in front of a hotel in Las Vegas? Hey, what's that about? The Army goes, yeah, well, I don't know if it was, in front of a Trump. No, he was registered, the car's registered to him, they have video, they have a DNA sample, the gun's registered to him. Well, you know how these guys can be. Is it time to get health care for our veterans? Is it time for mental health service? I don't think he had enough ketamine. That's what people are going to say. They're going to go, he should have been doing Molly in a controlled environment. That's what would help this guy. Some Molly, some ketamine, some LSD. Load him up. Load him up. No, but that's pretty sad. I don't know. I also don't know the political statement he was making. Right? He blows up a Cybertruck, so I guess Elon Musk, in front of a Trump hotel. Kind of self-explanatory. So Elon Musk and Trump are going to blow up the country together? Or like pay attention to Elon Musk and Trump? Some bad things are going to happen? Like me continuing to operate as a cock and ball torture specialist up in Ukraine. I'm stationed in Germany. Yeah, I don't really know. But the sheriff of the Las Vegas Police Department states it's a Tesla truck, and we know that Elon Musk is working with President-elect Trump. It's the Trump Tower. That was his statement. He goes, there must be something going on here. How stupid are these superintendents in charge of the police? How stupid are... Hold on. Is this still recording? Is this still recording? Okay, I guess so. Okay. My grandfather sent me a text. Somebody was calling me. Let me see. What was I just talking about? Elon Musk and Trump. How fucking stupid. I mean, these people sound so stupid. This is kind of what I was talking about. It's maybe I just have some sort of weird superiority complex, but anytime I hear anybody in the media say facts about anything, or some of these sheriffs, it's like this lady in New Orleans goes, these people did not die in vain. I mean, we did remove the bollards because there were too many Mardi Gras beads in there. It's not like we could just periodically have somebody clean up after Mardi Gras, maybe. Hey, let's replace the bollards right after Mardi Gras. These people didn't die in vain. We'll be a safer city. You made yourself less safe. It's like you're not any safer. You opened yourself up to this. Okay, and this guy, this guy over here goes, It was a Cybertruck. It was Elon Musk's Cybertruck, and it was in front of Trump Tower. There must be something going on. What are you pointing? Yeah. What is your point? What is the conclusion? It's like the people in the media. This happened. Something must be happening. It's such a pointless statement. Okay, there's no comfort. There's no comforting. He's like, it's just like say, yeah, it's tragic what happened. We're going to go ahead and clean this up and maybe surveil people a little more. I send prayers out to the family. It's... I just don't understand these people. There have been connections made between the explosion in Las Vegas in New Orleans, as both were done at a similar time, and the trucks were rented through a website, Turo. The FBI has denied all connections and state the Cybertruck exploding in Las Vegas was an isolated incident. Well, of course they would say that. You guys are getting a little sloppy, I have to say. I mean, first you have this guy rent a truck in Texas on the same website, Turo. You gotta have the guy rent a truck in a different state from where he was going to go on a different website. All right, you give the one guy Enterprise, right? You give the other guy Six, or you let him use Turo. All right, you can't go around injecting all of your military agents with the warrior gene and doing second round of MK Ultra, you gotta cover your tracks. This isn't the 1960s. This isn't the early 1960s anymore. You can't just publicly shoot Lee Harvey Oswald. Okay, you can't do that. And then you can't kill the guy who killed him. You can't keep everything under lock and key anymore with the internet. We have time to uncover some stuff before you can burn the documents. Burn the documents of the people who've been dead for 20 years. Getting a little sloppy, CIA. Alright? I know you want us... I know they want us to stay in the Middle East. I kind of get it. Okay, this all ties back to the Middle East. I guess somehow ties to Elon Musk, who I'm not even a fan of. I don't know. I mean, send us to Mars, man. Cool. How about you, cure cancer? Why do you care about getting to Mars? I feel like, cancer's still going to exist on Mars. We're going to blow ourselves up anyway. What do you think happens if we get to Mars and Earth blows up? I mean, you don't have any technology to terraform Mars right now. Fucking Neil deGrasse Tyson is like, well, we could nuke the poles and slowly warm it up. Then what? You can't even step out into Mars's environment without a spacesuit. I mean, I don't know. It's just, I know you guys want us in the Middle East. It's time to stop encouraging. Fox News clearly wanted us to go back to hating Muslims. They almost got us. You got us suspicious again of the Muslims. But we got to get out of the Middle East. And this is the next point. I'm completely out of material. I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about at this point. Whatever. Why did you put Israel in the middle of the why did you have to put Israel there? I understand Jerusalem, Judaism came from there, King Solomon, King David's thing that King Solomon built, whatever. You really had to surround them with a bunch of Muslims? You really had to give them Muslims land? Okay, what did you think was going to happen? The Muslims don't like the Jews. The Catholics really didn't like the Jews. It kind of felt like World War II wasn't even fought over the Jews. It was kind of fought over the Jews. It's like the Ukraine, kind of. I mean, not to this degree. It's the same thing where it's like we have to protect. It's like all they want is Russia not to take over the world. They don't care about the Ukrainians. Ukraine just has a lot of money. The Jews have a lot of money. You want to protect them. No, but the World War II wasn't even fought over the Jews. They were like, yeah, we don't want we just don't want the Nazis everywhere because they're kind of crazy. They're kind of like killing everybody who's like not a Nazi. General Patton. Sorry, I'm going to like a history thing at this point. I don't know. I'll start talking about tits soon. Start talking about something else soon. But General Patton, famously, in I think it was early World War One, or after World War II, he goes to visit, not even visit troops, just like see troops in the hospital. This one guy comes up to him, and he's like crying about the war, and then General Patton smacks him across the face, and punches him in the face. Sorry, knocks the guys down. He goes, "What? Like I have shell shock." The nurses just come up to him. They run up to him. They go, he has shell shock. Don't treat him that way. He goes, that was just a word made up by the Jews. It's nobody. People still didn't like the Jews, even moving past the 50s. Racism, in my estimate, wasn't for the most part, obviously it's not fully resolved, but people, it's like the majority of the population, like, legitimately didn't completely hold on to stereotypes past 1980. Really. So, I don't know. Basically what I'm saying is, it kind of feels like they wanted the whole Israel thing to fail by sticking it there. You know, it's just stupid. I mean, can we just give Israel the Middle East at this point? Can we just give it to them? Seems like we're angling to do that. Why haven't we done that? Is it because, like, Russia supports Iran? Why haven't we just, like, completely taken over the Middle East already? Why? We already have the Saudis in our pocket. All that's missing is to just completely get a nice little dictatorship going in Palestine and Iran and Iraq. Why can't we just do that? I'm still trying to remember the word that I couldn't think of yesterday. It starts with an A. I will eventually get it. It's like Andromedus. That's the name of a galaxy. It's something like that. Apartheid. Why can't we just let the Jews be an apartheid state at this point? What is the issue? They're trying to be an apartheid state over in Palestine, and they kind of already have made themselves that. Just like, yeah, I'm really going to have to get that button, because I listen back to these and I hear how much I say, and just like all that garbage. So I'm very educated. Again, I'm probably the most educated person you'll listen to on the Middle East. Is this still recording? Okay, good. Yeah, so I'm probably the most educated person you'll listen to on the Middle East. I wouldn't recommend going anywhere else. I'm going to change topics. What should I change topics to? What do I have as a 21-year-old to talk about that's interesting? Let's see. Tits. I like tits. I like history. What do we even talk about as a species? I kind of just want to talk more shit about the media. I want to talk more shit about people. Conversations. It's like, what are 90% of conversations? If you're not laughing, if you're not making a joke, what is the point? The only point is to state facts that you know already. You're just like, hey, did you know this? The person's like, yes, I did know this, and here's this other small little thing that you may not have known. There's no point if you're not laughing. Don't understand it. Clearly in a mood today. I need to get a guest on this podcast, because this thing is drying up. You know, not that it was crazy interesting before, but I don't know. Well, still unemployed. Trying to work at Planet Fitness. I have very high hopes. I set the bar very high in my life. Most people, they don't want to work at Planet Fitness because they think it's below them. They think it's above them. They don't think they can achieve something like that. But I think I can stand there fat with other fat people at the desk as people walk in, looking at us going, how the hell did you work at a gym? And then assume that we steal from the vending machines, because there's no way we could really be that fat and work in a gym. Kind of makes them question. You know, I want to be one of those people that makes you question why you're coming to a gym that employs this many fat people. Question whether or not the gym actually works, because it's not working for them. Huh? No, it's because everybody's fat. I sound deranged today. I sound very angry. Maybe I am angry at the world. Nah, not really. think about running for office sometimes. What my campaign would be. I said this the other day. It would be very easy. I don't understand why these people are so divisive in their campaigns. It seems very easy. Why isn't there a single candidate that's like, hey, I'm not racist, and I want to give you guys health care and, like, not go to war so much, and we will be instituting the Canadian self-death, what do they call it, like suicide policy, but only for boomers. It will be enforced. We will get these boomers. Why is there any candidate like that? My mother would vote for them. I would vote for them. Well, I guess my grandfather's a boomer. But I guess he's got to go. No, yeah, things are kind of dry right now, like my mouth. I don't know. I guess I gotta prepare more content. I'm not as full of energy or ideas today as I was yesterday. By the way, that first podcast is so bad. All of these are going to be terrible until I figure out how to do it. I actually liked the one yesterday. I think that was funny. Ugh. How long have I gone? 30 minutes. Let's see. Did I just do a 30-minute podcast today? Just do a quick little 30? Do I talk about tits? Do I talk about how horny I am as a 21-year-old male? I could probably go into that. So, I am allegedly 6 foot tall. I am 228 pounds. Weighed myself on I have 225.8 pounds. Weighed myself on the scale this morning. So, that puts me as it's almost morbidly obese. You ever so fat? Like, my rule when I get fat is, like, don't get fat enough to where you can stick your thumb in your belly button and reach over that overhang like sticking your thumb and putting it inside of a baseball mitt. Kind of like that. That's my rule. Seems I've surpassed that point. In my life. Like to gamble? Anyone like to gamble? I'm not doing it right now because I have no money. This is more difficult than I thought it would be. Actually, no, it's not. I just don't have anything to talk about today. Well, I'm sure I do. Gay people. Again, like, I'm not racist. I can't just talk about race. I'm racist because if you have nothing to talk about, it would just reverse back to race. So there's another point. Revert back to race. I guess New Year's. Let's talk about New Year's. New Year's goals. How's yours going? How are your New Year's goals going? I'm talking to you. Okay? You start your diet today. You were going to start it yesterday, but you had that New Year's dinner. You weren't going to drink. You were only going to drink twice a week. starting on New Year's. What's today? You're only going to drink 3 times a week. Well, New Year's started on Wednesday. So, I'll start next week. Or I'll go Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You take Saturday off. Well, it's a new week. I can keep drinking. Your diet. How's your diet going? You reverting back to your old ways already? Yeah, this is going nowhere right now. It's going nowhere. I think I'm just going to upload the 35. Come back to it. I don't want to give up. I'd recommend just turning this off at this point. I'm just going to try for another 25 minutes to fill time. Because that's what entertainers do. They fill time with absolutely nothing interesting. Oh yeah, I can tell jokes. I remember I brought my notepad today. Joke time. Let's see. This isn't a joke. I like Jeff Bezos a lot more. Every month there's more and more billionaires coming out being pedophiles. Old Jeffy's fucking young hot models. Alright, everybody can be mad at him for bankrupting small businesses, monopolizing the commodity trade in America almost, monopolizing online trade, buying the Washington Post, feeding us misinformation. But he doesn't fuck any kids. I respect him. He worked really hard. He went to Yale, I think. He went to Yale. He divorced his wife. Gave up $40 billion. That's how much he wanted side pussy. That's how much he wanted some new pussy. He gave up $40 billion. Respect. He said, sweetie, I've worked hard. I'm taking some tea. I've been working out. You're a little dried up. Let's just split off, okay? Let's just do it. I'll give you $40 billion. Jeff, we built this together. I loved you. Honey, I'm rich. I'm so rich. I destroyed an antique bridge built in the 1800s to get my super yacht through. Where was that in? Was that in France? Where was that? I don't remember. Look that up. But I'm so rich. They took down a fucking hundreds of year old bridge for me to get through. Okay, I'm gonna get some fucking hot side piece. I do respect him. And I think he's slowly realizing how empty that side of life is. It's not empty. I would do that. I wish I had his life. Who doesn't wish they had his life? Oh, I couldn't do that because now he's so successful. He's probably bored. He's bored with $40 billion, a super yacht, and whores. He's bored looking great. Surprised he didn't get hair plugs. Actually, the bald works for him. He's kind of becoming Lex Luthor. So I think he's just feeding that persona inside. I like the bald look. God, but I love my family so much, I have hopes and dreams. He achieved them. Jeff Bezos has achieved them. I want to be Jeff Bezos. I just don't want to put in any of the work. That's the reality. I don't want to put in the work to be Jeff Bezos. Nobody wants to put in the work. And he got a little lucky just starting his business right when the internet blew up. What was he going to call his business at first? Something ominous. I don't remember, but it's like You get a psychopath like that who works insanely hard, narcissist, psychopath, whatever he is, who would be killing people if his idea didn't work out, by the way. You don't put in you don't put in years of your life in tens of thousands of dollars on an online bookstore to not kill people when it doesn't work out. Especially when you got $1 billion, you drive around in a Honda Subaru. He's past those days, by the way. He's past it. Fucking Warren Buffett. Fuck him. Jeff Bezos he's finally living the life. It's like Warren Buffett and Bill Gates, these megalomaniacs, Bill Gates especially. Oh, he wears checkered shirts and he goes out. He doesn't even look like a billionaire. The only time he looks like a billionaire is when he's stuffing hundreds between a 13-year-old girl's butt cheeks. That's the only time. But Bill Gates is a good guy. He's curing the AIDS in the Congo that he gave them. He's trying to single-handedly isolate the world's farm agriculture production. This is a good guy. Buy low, sell high. He promoted vaccines and then sold his company and immediately said, I got my last episode removed. I forgot if I talked about this. I think I did in my previous recording, but my last episode I got removed. I appealed it and it got back reinstated pretty quickly, because they're like, oh yeah, this guy is like retarded and nobody's gonna listen to him. So why did we even ban it? They banned it because I was mocking people talking about the vaccine. I'm just doing this for fun. Okay, I'm just doing this for fun. So it's like I'm not trying to get banned on my third video. But I was mocking people for how they talked about the vaccine. I didn't even say the vaccine was good or bad, by the way. And they took down the video. Aren't we past COVID? Hasn't COVID been over for a good minute? People don't care. Nobody's getting the vaccine anymore. All right, when was the last COVID case anybody ever heard about? I haven't heard about any. Fuck, this video is going to get taken down too. I haven't heard about any, but that doesn't mean there aren't any. I am an ill-informed person. Remember not to believe the words that are coming out of my mouth, because I'm not providing any sources. Is that good? Is that better? I sound like so angry right now. But yeah. Yeah, Warren Buffett's a creep. You can tell. Total creep, living in like a $70,000 house or whatever he bought it for $70,000, trying to stuff us full of processed food. Fucking Bill Gates. What a maniac. I like on the last episode I was like talking about like buzzwords. It's like I'm using is buzzword. He's a megalomaniac. A megalomaniac. People have said this like 1,000 times. I'm just a hypocrite. I can't wait to like get pussy. Then I have something to talk about. I can talk about the supple touch of a woman. The soft, supple touch. I have forgotten at this point what that is like. Which is 21. Being 21's a weird age. Because, not a pedophile, never going to be a pedophile, But I'm like, fuck, I'm 21. I have to get all the 18 and 19-year-old pussy I can while I'm still this young. Not that I really care. I've really been wanting to get with a MILF. Really been wanting to get with a MILF. So I'm going to build myself up to be able to fuck for 18 minutes and 1 second for good measure. Hope they're happy with that. 18 minutes and 1 second. I'm going to get the thrust machine, do all that. But yeah, 21, probably not going to make the NBA at this point. Probably not going to make the NBA. Maybe the G League. Once my ankle heals up, you know. Alright, I'm just going to tell some jokes. Jeffrey Epstein. I wrote these like a year ago. These are old ones. This is just for fun. Ugh, sorry. Ugh. Alright. Yeah. Jeffrey Epstein was in a way giving back to the community. I mean, he took poor girls, or should I say young women. He took poor young women and gave them education, beautiful vacations. I mean, sure, they had to take it from Oprah, but the strap-on while sucking off Stephen Hawking. And, of course, the daily Epstein polishing. But he gave them a life they didn't have access to. It's kind of hack. Alright. Did this the other day. You don't want to keep hanging out with crackheads after you give them money, especially if you're a newfound crackhead. Not because they're going to keep asking you for money and never pay it back. That's obvious. You want to distance yourself after you give them money because you're going to start doing crackhead activities. Alright, I'm telling the story again. I gotta write some like actual good jokes. I have like a page of like decent jokes. I'll do those in a minute if none of these wow me. So after still the crackhead joke. Jesus, 3 pages. Wow. I'm at the young. Yeah, I just did this. It's yeah. I'm not. I guess a more refined take. I wrote this last year. I'm 20. Well, I was 20 when I wrote this, but I'll change it a little bit. I'm 20 years old. It's interesting getting older. I'm at that point now where watching guys younger than me get drafted, to the NBA. It's not like the old days anymore when you're a sophomore. And you're like, well, Michael Jordan got cut from, and like Charles Barkley got cut from their basketball team. You know? I mean, for Christ's sake, after 3 years, I haven't even hit my growth spurt. Okay? But yeah, I figured out the NBA is, it's probably not in the near future. And then I wrote again, at least until I hit my growth spurt. Okay. Clearly didn't edit this. What I've realized about getting older is how important experience is. Most time I talk to an older person, they have pretty good advice based upon they went through in their past. Like, for example, I had a heartfelt conversation with somebody about 10, 15 years older than me, and he gave me a life lesson that I've carried with me until this very day. He said, if you've learned anything from me, remember this. Bring your own cash to the strip club. I mean, seriously, who knew? I would have never known those ATM fees would be so high until I went. It's okay. I don't know. Like a 4. It's kind of funny, I guess. Maybe I've given it too much credit. It's little things you don't think about. I don't believe in abortion, but I do think it should be made easy. I like how some women have to travel across state lines to get an abortion. It's like an ayahuasca trip. You get in your car, drive up to the mountains, meet an abortion shaman. Maybe reflect on some life decisions on your way there. Have some, just have some existential thoughts as to what exactly you're doing with your life that's harming you. Or about man as a whole. Might think, maybe I'll keep the next one. Or I should probably get checked for the clap while I'm there. Talking about abortion. I'm telling this terribly. Okay, I'm gonna... It shouldn't always be laissez-faire. It shouldn't be like, hey boss, gonna be in late tomorrow. Got a doctor's appointment around 9:30. Get back to the office. Have your little mocha latte. Are you doing data entry? I hope you're hot if you're doing data entry. Let's be honest, these types of women aren't doing spreadsheets. True, but maybe. Professor, please excuse me from our lecture this morning. I'll be in office hours later on today. I got something to take care of. It would probably increase the production of fake IDs if you're willing to get a fake ID to get a local abortion. They're probably... Alright, this is terrible. I didn't even write this that long ago. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm probably going to have to reread this. I'm telling it terribly. I don't even think it's that good. I have one very racist joke. Let me see. I know I have more. I have one pretty racist joke. It's not like racist. It's another abortion joke. Quitting nicotine is the hardest to quit out of all the drugs. I'll tell this one. I'll see how it feels. Quitting nicotine is the hardest. I'm going to actually try and tell this. Quitting nicotine is the hardest to quit out of all the drugs. Nicotine is the only drug where after you quit, there's no immediate positive correlation. It's like quitting drinking after 5 to 6 days, and you really have to be a bum for it to take that long. And a couple days later, you feel better, you look better, your dick works better. Maybe you go throughout the day with more energy. You quit nicotine, nothing changes. I will argue everything is worse without nicotine. You feel the same. Your job is worse. The people you hang out with are more annoying. Your dick is the same. First of all, you feel the exact same. Unless you run a 5K or rip... Fucking Christ. Unless you run 5Ks or rip 2 packs a day, you don't notice anything. Everything actually gets worse the longer you quit nicotine. Your job is more stressful and tedious. You're not as cool. You can't... I mean, do I think I'm clever? Do I think I'm clever? What are these? I know how I wrote them in my head, and I know the delivery is supposed to be more silly. I guess I'm not in that sort of mood. Alright. I mean, I know the ending was funny. I'll go into that more retreated, autistic kind of voice. Your job is more stressful and tedious. You're not as cool. I can't understand people saying, quit smoking or you save 15 years out of your life. Why would I want to do that? Why would I want to live longer if it's just going to be worse? Steve Jobs said, quality over quantity. Steve Jobs was a pretty smart guy. Did you run Apple? Did you make Apple? I don't think you made Apple. Okay? You work at a fucking grocery store. Alright, you work at a data entry job. Alright, you're the assistant manager at a Quiznos. Okay? Not the Quiznos, Applebee's. You're an assistant Applebee's manager talking about, you should quit smoking too. You'll save 15 years of your life. Why? I'd rather blow my $50,000 lifetime Applebee's pension. That wasn't part of it. Oh, shit. That's part of the joke. Just burp. I'm trying to get laid now. I'm not Elon Musk. I'm not trying to elongate the length of the species by turning us into robotic extraterrestrials. You know, I can take a wild guess and say my kids aren't going to do that either. Do I really need the extra 15? I really need it. And your kids probably are. Whoever is listening to this, I can guarantee, if you're listening to this, there's no way you made it this far, but I can guarantee your kids aren't going to be turning us into extraterrestrial robotics. Okay? You know, I make money playing poker. That's kind of a lie. I lose money playing poker. My goal is to make money playing poker. Meaning I want to make money by taking other people's money that's sitting directly in front of them. That's not a person you really want around that long. And that's a good amount of smokers. I feel like the amount of people that smoke are highly are more correlated with the amount of people who go to rehab and who are degenerate alcoholics and who go to jail. That's also not part of it. You know, 70's fine. 70's right when your dick isn't working right anymore. 70's meeting your grandkids, but not having to risk watching them grow up to become deadbeats. Watching them try to make people laugh on YouTube by saying they'd rather die early and risk getting lung cancer than give up half a pack a day. Standing there like an idiot in a fucking car unemployed, saying, I'm not going to do anything with my life. Why shouldn't I start smoking? Watching your grandson do that shit, knowing damn well he had the brains to finish college, but lacked the discipline. So yeah, 70's cool. Oh, I rewrote it. Oh, that was the first take. Okay. Well, those were recent. Wouldn't call them jokes, call them more bits. Which I guess are made of jokes. I don't know. I feel like there's like 5 laughs. Was that like 3 minutes? 4 minutes? Alright, the best part of the episode. Alright. Hope you enjoyed that. I want some intro and outro music. Sorry for today's episode. Again, I feel a little off. I think it's just hard doing this every day. Maybe I'll switch like once every other day. I'm also really lazy, so I kind of don't want to put myself off that schedule. So yeah, I'll see if I can keep doing this once a day. For an hour. The goal is an hour. And if not, I'll switch to like every other day. Because it's better to be concise. Yeah. Quality over quantity. Alright. Let me get to the last jokes of the day. I'll see if I want to tell any. Okay, actually, like, I like this one. This was a different take. It's not that long, but it's kind of like a remake of the joke I told earlier about being 21. 21's a weird age. It's the age where adults will still call you a kid, but if you tell them they don't have much going on, they don't say like, "Oh, well, you still have plenty of time," with the same confidence. It's the age where they start going, "Ew, well, you still have time." A little twinge in their voice. "Oh, well, you still have time." It's the age where you face the fact that you're not going to be an NBA player. When you're 16, you get cut from your high school basketball team. You're like, well, Michael Jordan got cut, and Charles Barkley got cut from his JV team sophomore year. So, like, what, once I hit my growth spurt, I got 3 years. That was like kids coming in younger than me. All right, maybe the G League is more reasonable at this point. Maybe I'll combine the two. I don't know. Wrote some more stuff. This one's long. Jeez. Oh, actually, you know what? I'm going to try this one. I kind of want to save it for tomorrow. This is an hour. This was terrible. I apologize. I'll come back tomorrow with some marginally better content. Hopefully. Well, this has been the Sober Epilogue. Peace.